Hi guys, welcome back, welcome back. Today we are going to have a look at a new plugin, well, not a new plugin, a plugin that's been out for a little while now, which is called UBERTOOL. Now UBERTOOL is a building plugin which allows you to build a lot easier as an admin. It's definitely an admin only tool because, well, you understand pretty quickly it's easily open to being a ridiculously overpowered tool that you really shouldn't be able to use without as a normal player. Right, so let's demonstrate a couple of these things. Let me just jump out of this mode. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the way it works. If you look at the bottom of my taskbar there, you'll see I've got my normal building plan, hammer and a pistol. Now if I push U, you can see they change. So I've now got the special building planner, the UBERTOOL building planner basically. And then next to that I've got the UBERTOOL hammer and the UBERTOOL deletion tool, or deletion gun, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm going to explain this, show how this works. So first of all, as a building tool, if you want to build something, you can just build normally. What I've done at the moment is I've set it to build to level 3, so it builds straight into high quality. So I can do that, nothing really clever there, that's pretty standard. You can do that with different tools. But the difference with this one is I can also place with no stability or physics. So if I want to place it here, bang, I can place it right in the middle of the air. Now, normally if you wanted an item of a building item like this, or a building block, sorry, to float in midair like this, you would need to build a zone first, and you would need to make the zone have a no stability flag, which means you could build stuff like this, which technically wouldn't fall over. Now, even then, though, couldn't just place them like this. You would have to still build something that joined onto each other. So the good thing about this plugin is I can now build items like this in midair, and it automatically gives them no stability without having a zone necessary. Now that might not seem that exciting to some of you guys, but to somebody that runs a server and uses zones a lot, it's a pretty big deal, because I can now build no stability items like this without having to set up zone every time. Okay, so a couple of other things you can do with this. So obviously, as you can see there, I can build up to level 3 or highest level straight away. You'll notice these blue circles around the outside. So what I need to do, if I want to build with the tool, I need to click on the circle. I think if you check it, if you change the configuration, you can actually line these blue circles up with the things, but I've just got them separately. I find it easier to just see this circle. So let me say I want to use a wall. Use a wall. Now basically, it's just going to build like a normal thing. Nothing really clever here. You know, it's flexible, it's fast, you can build real quickly. Now, that's the main build tool. You can see what that does. It's pretty simple. Now, if I want to go into the hammer tool now, though, this is where it gets interesting. So if you look at looking at this item here, you can see the green arrow pointing above it. That means I've selected, or I'm highlighting that section. So you know exactly what you're editing or playing around with. Now, a couple of things you can do with this tool. So first of all, if you use middle mouse button, you can change instantly the level of building. So there you go, high metals, wood, stone, you know, just circle through them with the middle mouse button. So if you want to quickly upgrade something, bang, you can just change it as it is. Super simple, really handy, really fast, okay? Now, what you can also do is you can reverse things. So let me say, for example, something I can put down, I can reverse. 1 second. Put down a furnace here. So drop down a furnace. Now, if I look at this now, if I put the hammer tool in my hand, now you can see it's now got a highlighted item. So obviously, when it's highlighting a building block, it's a green arrow. When it's highlighting an item, it's a yellow circle. Now, the yellow circle means you're interacting with it. So, for example, if I want to rotate this right now, once I've already placed it, push R. I can just rotate this furnace round circles with push R. And what I can also do is lift it up. So if I want to lift this thing up, I can literally, let's say I've placed it there and I think, oh, I'd rather have it in the corner. So all I do is put on the hammer in my hand with the UBERTOOL on, right click, and lift, and you can move it around, and then you can move it where you want to put it, and then right click again, and you can drop it down. So you can now basically move items around. And what you can also do, as while you have it lifted up, you can move around with it. You can take it away over to some other area. You can also rotate it in midair. As you can see there, I can rotate the item. Try to get the sunlight, which is really handy. So if you want to sort of maybe put a furnace down and then realise you want to have it somewhere else, so I'm going to put it in this corner now. I can rotate it around so it's facing the way I want to face it. I can then have it say I want to have it that way, and then I can just move over to here, and then it's a little bit glitchy sometimes. There we go. Let go. Bingo. So that's really cool. You can pick up items Move them around. You can upgrade and downgrade the floors with the hammer. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of things you can do with the hammer. Now the other thing you can do in the game, with the tool, sorry, is you can choose your gun, which is the third item, and this becomes a remove tool. Now the idea is you have the red laser dot, which shows you what item you're looking at. Just left click, takes it away. Now you may notice when you click here, it doesn't actually crumble the building. It doesn't have to show any gibs. It just deletes it instantly. Makes a little satisfying noise. Obviously when you normally delete it, it would do that, and you get all these things falling down, causing lag. So if you're deleting a lot of stuff, use this, it just instantly disappears. And you can see there everything's got no physics. I can destroy anything and it'll just float because I built it with a tool. You see what I mean? Yeah? Okay. Now another thing that you can do with this, so let's say for example this is the furnace that I'd built at some point on my base. I might want to maybe move that around, so I can put on the hammer tool, I can lift it up in the air, I can rotate it to the whatever angle I want, I can move it over here, and I can potentially place it. I can't place it there because there's something there, right? Oh, there we go. It's sometimes buggy when you get too close to it, and then you can place it down again. That furnace is too close now, pick that up, rotate that round. Put that down. Okay, the other thing that's really important is there's a little bit of glitch. You see the glitchiness there, but that's just, it goes away once you come out the tool. So another thing you can do is if I want to put an item in my inventory at the bottom here, so let's say for example this furnace. I only need one furnace in my inventory, so I've got one of everything here, just one item, okay? So let's say I wanted to place a bunch of furnaces around, rather than usually where you'd have to spawn in your admin command, you'd go into furnace, and you'd load in, you know, whatever, a ton of furnaces, you know, like 100 furnaces in your inventory. This one, I need one furnace, and I can place it, and if the furnace has not come out of my inventory, I just have unlimited furnace. I can just place them, you get the idea. And it doesn't use it, so I don't have to keep loading my inventory up with hundreds of items that I want to place. It's just bang bang, one item is always required in your pocket. This is really buggy, I'm going to delete this. It's really buggy. And you can see there I've just got one furnace in my inventory, but actually technically I've got as many furnaces as I want to place when I'm building something fun. Now if I do delete the foundation here using the gun, you'll notice that the actual furnaces do break. So the furnaces don't float in midair like you would do with the foundations. Like the foundations I can build in midair and they'll keep their shape. But if you place a foundation even on the ground or even up here in the sky, if I do it up here, so let's just put it there and then I'll put a furnace on top of this, a couple of furnaces. If I delete the thing underneath, what will happen is it will actually drop the furnaces down. So these things you can't defy physics with these like you can with the blocks, but there is a trick to it. You know, you can spot. What you can do is, if you really did want to spawn something and make, say, a furnace float in the air, what you could do would be you would put a block here. You would then spawn in a furnace using the build plugin, which I'll go into. It's a different plugin, so I'm sure if you're familiar with the build plugin, you could spawn in, say, a furnace. And if you placed a furnace on top of there, then deleted the base, the furnace would stay in midair, but only if you'd pulled it in from the build plugin, which is a different tool. Alright, so now obviously that seems pretty cool. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this plugin. You can build fast, you can upgrade and downgrade fast, you can move objects around, you can rotate them really easily, you can spawn them in without having hundreds in your inventory. Now, another thing you can do is if I just want to make some kind of weird-ass sort of base which has, you know, defeats the usual physics of the game. So let's say I make a wee 4x4 here. And I'll do it even smaller. So let's do a 2x2, right? So if I want to do this, and this is me making my first base, for example, just when I arrive on the server, ignore the fact it's metal, obviously it wouldn't be metal. And yeah, so I've made this little tiny base, and I think to myself, okay, right, what can I fit in here? So what I can do, let's say for example I'm doing furnaces, what I can maybe do, I can have one there, I can have one there, and you think to yourself, oh right, well that's me pretty limited what I can do. But no, actually no, I can put them anywhere. I can put them on the wall like this, and they'll just stay there. And I can have 4 furnaces there. I could technically even do one there, and then I could still get into the 6 furnaces, technically. See, 6 furnaces, I can access them all. So I could build a base. I mean, obviously you wouldn't give this to a player, because this is completely ridiculous. people could just have like a crazy base and a little hut. But it means as an admin you can make some interesting stuff. You know, again, this is the problem with this tool. It's not really something a player will ever get their hands on, because you can see how OP it is. I can just spawn in, I can get one furnace, then place 100 or 1,000. I can, I can build in the air. I can just build platforms in the air and jump over at people's bases. Obviously, it's not something you want to use. So that's pretty cool. What you can do is, if you, let's say you want space-wise, you wanted to do maybe some boxes. What you could do is you could do, say, let's do it over here. Just delete a few of these. So let's say I want to put some shelves here. Put a shelf here, and then I can put a shelf on top of the shelf, and then I can do some boxes. So again, I'm only having one item in my inventory. I don't need 20 items. I just need one of each thing. And then I could do a 4-stack box tower. You see what I mean? So it's kind of unlimited. And then what I can also do now, if I go back to the hammer tool, and let's say I look at this box and I think to myself, oh, I wish I'd done it that way round. I can use the R tool, and I can rotate the boxes after they're placed. So I actually want to have them all facing this way. Not that it really matters, but just, you could. And I could even rotate the. I could up, down, and downgrade the underneath thing, so I can make that. It doesn't affect the stuff above at all. If I delete this though, what will happen if I delete this foundation? This stuff will break, because that's there's still physics on these items. Now, okay, so that's one of the fun things you can do. Now, there's something else I want to show you quickly. If you want to make some kind of interesting, cool, fun, kind of weird statues or something, you can do this. So let's give me an example of this. So let's say we want to start with one of these. We can place that down, and then let's say we're going to start stacking these for fun, right? And you can see it there. You can see how it sort of lines up there. That means it's stacking. So I can go one on top of that one, and then you look for the stacking there. See stacking again. And we're going to make a really crazy structure here, which you could make yourself on your server, just make it look really ridiculous. So there you go. We've got a stack of like furnaces. So let's say, for example, I want to do maybe some oil refinery things sticking out the side. So what I can do, I can either place them beside it, but what I can also do is I can stick them off the side. So let's do one there, and then we'll do one there, and then we'll do one there, and then you can see now I've got myself something looking kind of freaky. It looks like a bloody Indian thingy totem pole. And then let's say we want to add something more interesting. Let's say we want to add sandbags. Let's go with some sandbags. So let's go with sandbags. Let's say we want to do a sandbag there, and then a sandbag there, and then one there. Oops, let's line up properly. And then we'll do one here. And you can see it's starting to come together, and it's turning into like a really weird structure. So let me see, let's try, what else can we add to this little mix? These. What we'll do is we'll maybe put one of these at the top. Put one there, and then we'll do a crisscross pattern on them. There we go, we'll start stacking them up. Now obviously as an admin, if we likes to build like structures like interesting like arenas or whatever, this is like perfect, because I can create interesting arenas with no physics or no stability, but without having to have crazy zones set up. So there you go, I've got myself something there. Now it's a kind of unlimited, this is how crazy this is. So let's say I want to take a water catcher now. I can now start building like a way out like this. Actually line them up and create this really crazy looking statue thing. I'm going to leave this on the server and freak out all the players. And I can start building back up again. So it's kind of unlimited. You see how ridiculous this looks? 1 second till I just get the hammer out. So you can see that is the UBERTOOL plugin. You'll see a link in the chat. Sorry, not in the chat. You'll see a link in the description of the video explaining where to get this tool. Now this is a tool that you have to pay for. It's not free, okay? It's like $20, but it is really worth it in my opinion, because it takes place of at least 3 or 4 other plugins that I used to use, with also this flexibility to build almost anything you want, Now I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think that pretty much covers most of the things you can do with the tool. Yeah. Oh, actually, one last thing. Yeah, one thing that's worth mentioning: if you build something like this, say where you want to do like a bunch of these together, they will all join into one physics bundle. So which means basically that these are not now single entities. As you place them, these cannot, not all objects, but certainly things like this, like the walls and stuff. Now, if I want to, I can't delete one of these now, because what happens is it's made them all into one entity. So let's say I do want to delete one of these. If I want to delete, like say this one, it'll make all the rest above will fall down. So oops. So yeah, so that's the problem with that. So if you want to build a lot of these on top of each other, you got to be really careful, because if you forget and you just delete, you go, oh, I've added one too many. If you try and delete one, it's all going to fall down, you know. See what I mean? So just remember that if you want to build something giant that involves these. I think somebody's built a windmill here. I think this was probably me yesterday actually showing somebody how to use this. As you can see here, these windmills are not meant to be in the game yet, and if you delete the foundation they're on, they still float in the air. Anyway, so yeah, I just thought I'd show you that plugin. It's again an admin only plugin for building interesting bases and buildings, or just building fast really. You know, if you want to build something like an arena, it's really easy to build an arena. Actually I've got an arena I can show you. I'll show you that quickly, 1 second. Just enter this. I've got to be naked. Just show you an arena I built with this. It's not really particularly clever, but it was built very fast. So this is the arena I built using the tool. It's nothing really crazy, but you can see here, if you look, you can see that this is the interesting part. I built it from the foundations in the center. So I started with this cage here, and then I built these like step ups and walls. But you can see here they're actually made from foundations, so it's kind of sort of like floating. So there's something I built with. You probably couldn't build it exactly the same. Somebody's painted my signs over. What dickheads? Dickheads. No worries. And you can see this bait. This is actually on a deathmatch arena I built, which has got like these garage doors leading through to each section of the arena. You can fight, and yeah, just a bit of fun. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now. That was a little tutorial on the UBERTOOL. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give me some comments and likes, etc. And if you oops, it's blown me up because I left the arena. And if you want to see anything else with the plugin, or anything else you think I might have forgotten to show, give me a shout and I'll try and do another video. Thanks guys, enjoy your day, peace out.